Wake up and let's go to the Mindless Morning Show.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Mindless Morning Show. I'm Josh, your host, and with us we have guest starring host Skylar from the Alpha. Damn it.
We're already off.
So, the Omega Star 7. I don't know where Alpha came from.
I mean, it makes sense.
He's Alpha Omega. That's it. But with us, we even more importantly have the wonderful and the most highly accomplished Jimmy Star.
Hey guys, what's up? And it's not more importantly, it's in addition to.
Okay. Sorry.
I
Scott.
forfeit. Yeah, I think.
I mean, what is it? Your portfolio on IMDb is just absolutely insane. You've been in things from Star Wars to John Wick to one of my favorite shows, The Good Doctor. I love that show.
Oh, that's a good show. Yeah, it's a good show.
Yeah, and so I mean, looking through it, I couldn't believe it, and then I seen this like little tidbit of information that you've appeared in 8 different billion-dollar movies, and that's second only to Samuel Jackson.
Isn't that cool? Even though I'm only an extra and he's like the star, but that showed up on my Wikipedia page one day, not that long ago, about 2 years ago or something, and I looked at that and I was like, oh, like I wonder how this got on my Wikipedia, and then I was like, okay, that's dope. I'll take it.
Yeah,
they even write
an accolade.
They even write in the article though, the guy you probably never heard of. But he's been acting for such a long time that he had to get a few billion-dollar films, because I've been in stuff since I was like in high school, actually junior high school.
And
So how does someone get into something like that in high school? It's like, was there like a path in, or did it just fall into you?
No, I just had a lot of friends who did it, and so they have. Well, I lived in Florida, and they have like extras casting agencies where they just cast extras all the time. And you go and you get paid. And so I would go there, and that's how I would meet people. And then when I would meet people on big films, a lot of times there's like indie directors and indie actors and stuff that are looking for other people to be in their films. And that's how I got in all the indie films, is I met the people all on set, hanging out, because most of the time you're just sitting in a waiting room, and then you meet people, and then you get into their films, and that kind of builds the fact that you get to have speaking roles in films.
It's like a big spider web.
Yeah, but I'm not a good actor. I'm really sucky. I really am not any good. I
don't know. $8 billion movies that's pretty.
But the thing is, you know what? Well, not those movies, being in extras, but like in the movies that I talk and I have speaking roles. Like I have one that I have a little role in right now called Clown Motel 2 that'll be out soon, and they basically, people put me in them because of my promotional abilities, because I've got 500,000 people in social media who follow me, and I've got a popular show, like Mindless Mornings. I've got a popular show and it gets a lot of plays.
It's true. This is very true, and very thankful for that. Because it is nice, and I mean, now I'm expecting this episode to just blow up, so it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
I hope so. Hopefully somebody's watching. So when does it actually get posted? It gets posted in the morning?
Yeah, we do 4 a.m. Eastern time, because we have a lot of global listeners. So for like all the crazy random time zones, they get out at like a decent hour, and they're up and loaded, ready to go for anybody taking their morning drive here.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Well, where are you guys located? Where are you guys?
I'm in Florida.
I'm in Pennsylvania.
See, I was born in Florida, raised in Florida for like 48 years. I lived there, and then for 5 years I lived in Pennsylvania, and now I live in California. Yeah, I lived in Doylestown.
Where in Pennsylvania? Oh, Doylestown. Okay.
Yeah.
I live in Lancaster.
Okay, I've been there many times.
I love Lancaster. Great city.
And where are you in Florida?
I am in the heart of Orlando, where all the tourists from all over the world come and drive recklessly.
I used to go there all the
Orlando.
time. I used to go there a couple of times a year for the Spooky Empire convention. I don't know if you've ever been to it, but
yeah,
I used to go there all the time.
That's a good one. They always have like amazing, like they have just about everybody. I think from the horror genre.
That's how I built my show. I used to be a clothing designer, and I would take clothes to Spooky Empire and I would like talk to the celebrities and tell them I would give them stuff if they would like do my show and if I could take pictures of them, and they would all come. And that's how I met Malcolm McDowell and Clive Barker and Lance Henriksen and Doug Bradley. I'm friends with all the Cenobites from Hellraiser. I don't know. I met everybody that way, and then they came on my show, and I gave them clothes, and we became friends, and then we stayed in touch ever since. And that's how I built my podcast, actually.
That's
back
awesome.
in the day, it's 15 years old almost, but back in the day, that's how I built the show.
Yeah, the wonderful podcast, Jimmy Star, with your wonderful husband Ron Russell. That's awesome.
The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's a lot of fun. Gotta have fun.
I bet. Yeah, no, absolutely. This is almost as like a job, but to an extent, because I have a lot of fun with it. So it's not, I guess, more so of a hobby at that point.
But you do yours every day, right?
No, we do have 2 episodes a week.
Okay.
Yeah, we do try to get quite a few scheduled out and get a little backlog just in case life gets crazy one week or something.
Yeah, that's good. I do. Ours is just once a week, every Wednesday from 12 to 2 p.m. Pacific time. And so I don't think I could do more. It's very time consuming.
Yeah, it can be for sure. But I mean, hey, you got a killer show. I mean, you get some of the most incredible people on your show to talk to. And I mean, the one thing I've learned about podcasting is everyone has an incredible story. Like, everyone has their own experiences. I love hearing everybody else's. Mine's boring. I'm that one that doesn't have an incredible story. So I like listening to everybody else.
No, it's
So
fun.
you're a curator. You curate incredible
That's it.
stories.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
it.
You know who you look like, Skylar? You look
Who?
kind of like the guy from what was he in? He was in Teen Wolf. Not like the main guy, but the other guy. I forgot his name.
Wait. So not Michael J. Fox, the other guy.
Oh no, not that Teen Wolf.
Oh, okay. So like the
Teen
TV show.
Wolf.
TV show.
TV show. Not Tyler Posey, but the other guy who was in all those.
I'm looking it up.
He's a really big star, actually. Out of Teen Wolf, they both were in Teen Wolf, but he broke out and he did all those movies. He did that series of movies where they're like stuck on behind the big rocks and the monsters come out and get you.
Oh, Dylan O'Brien.
Dylan O'Brien. You look like Dylan O'Brien.
I'll take that. I'll take it.
And he's a huge
He's a
star.
good-looking guy. He's a good-looking guy.
He's a good-looking guy, and he's a huge star, and chicks dig him. So yeah, it should be a good thing. You probably
Don't worry about that. I'm married, so
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't matter. So some chick dug you, or you wouldn't be married.
yeah, I like to think she does.
Well, there
That
you go.
works. I love it. Okay, cool.
Awesome. So, I mean, that's insane that you've built this crazy empire, basically. Because I mean, you have not just a show, but like you're rocking a whole like publicist firm and everything, like, and a good one too. So I just can't imagine you did that all from just like hanging out with a few people, word of mouth, and
I became a publicist, and it's a very unique story. But I had met Eileen Shapiro because she's an author, and she had been on my show. And then we had Kadrol Shaona Carol was a friend of mine, and she's like a paranormal person. And what we did is we all met, and it was when I was living in Pennsylvania, we decided to go on a ghost hunt. So we had this pop star, Ricky Rebel, who's pretty popular. He was on tour with Madonna and stuff, and Eileen and Ron and I and somebody else, the psychic, and Kadrolsha, and we basically climbed through the second floor window of an abandoned insane asylum, and we did like a ghost hunt, and it was
Was it
awesome.
the Seven Gates? Was it the
We
Seven
had-
Gates of Hell? Was that place?
Oh no, and it was in New York, and I forgot what it was called, but I have a video for it. It got 300,000 plays on YouTube. And so we put it
Spooky
on,
stuff.
and we actually made a comic book for it too, called Celebrity Ghost Hunters. And we're even talking about trying to make it into a movie. But we went on it, and when we got done with the ghost hunt, we were all talking, and we all met through the same publicist. And so Eileen asked me, she's like, "Do publicists like contact you all the time for help to do stuff?" And I said, "All the time." And she said, "Me too." And I said, "Do you ever make any money?" And she said, "Never." And I said, "Me neither." She's like, "We should start our own firm and see what we could do." And the next day she called me up and she said, "Let's do World Star PR." And I said, "Okay." And within like 10 days, we had like 10 clients, and it just built from there, and so it really took off fast. And after about 8 months, I got named the best music publicist in the United States.
Yeah.
And so like it went really, really quick. And now we're even better, because now it's 4 years later. We're significantly better. We work with a ton of famous people, especially musicians, and we just have fun. We get to do a lot of cool events, and we get to go to red carpet events. I have it kind of good because I get to put on the red carpet events as a publicist, and then because my show is so popular, we get invited to all the red carpet events. So we probably go to 2 or 3 red carpet events every month. Where we get to go and hang out with like all the celebrities, and then I meet celebrities, and that's how I get them on my show. I meet them at these events, and I get them on my show, and I also get them on Twitter. That's how originally I got all my guests from Twitter.
Twitter's a powerful tool for sure.
Yeah, Twitter's powerful, and now I'm starting to meet people because you can direct message almost everybody on Instagram, and so like this week on our show we had Larry Bagby. He's plays Ice in Hocus Pocus. He's like the bully that steals the kids' sneakers. And so we had, and he was in Walk the Line, and he's in Buffy the Vampire Slayer for a bunch of episodes. And I met him on Instagram and asked him to come on the show. And I met him on Sunday, and he was on the show on Wednesday. So it was really cool. And he was really cool, a really cool guy.
That's awesome, man. So I'm finding out that I just need to start going to a bunch of events and talking to people.
Yeah. Would you say like one of the keys to success is just putting yourself out there and the confidence that comes with it?
I can talk to anybody. It doesn't make I can talk to the homeless person on the street, and I can talk to the billionaire, and I can float back and forth super easy because I don't really have any inhibitions about talking to people. I'll walk up to anybody. If I go to a red carpet event, I usually know who every person is by the time I leave. I walk up to everybody and introduce myself and find out who they are.
Well, it's a good way to leave a mark. It's just a cordial conversation. There's always a chance you'll get remembered. I mean, that's not probably why you shouldn't be doing it, but you should still. I think it's the right thing to do is just talk to people if you're trying to get yourself out there a little bit. It's the only way you can.
Now we've also because we're kind of more well known than we were in the past. Now, like a lot of times, we get put like on the flyers as featured celebrity guests at all these red carpets, that you can go and you can meet us because we have a kind of a big fan base. And so like we just did one Saturday night, and we were on the flyer and everybody came up to meet us and stuff, and it was a lot of fun. The whole thing is just to have fun and keep doing what you're doing, and and don't give up because it's not an easy thing to do. Doing just like any business, anything that you want to do. If you want to be an actor, is no different. If you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or a garbage man, you got to put the work in to be able to get the stuff done, and not let yourself get discouraged because it's a difficult industry, and you get a lot of no's. Like I can't even get like an agent, so I don't even have I can't get a good agent, so I don't even have an agent. So everything I do on my own. Nobody ever gets me into anything. I always knock on doors and get myself in.
Well, I mean, hey, man, you need a good agent. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll help out.
So I saw on your IMDb,
out there.
I saw on your IMDb that you worked on The Force Awakens.
Yeah, I'm just an extra. So I'm like,
but how was the experience? Was the experience great? I was just, for me, I want to know if that was a good experience.
You know what? Everything that I've ever been in for me was a good experience. I've had
that's
a good time.
That's a better answer.
I've had a good time on everything that I've done. I'm like a Star Wars fan, but I'm not like a diehard Star Wars fan. I'm more of a superhero fan and a horror movie fan. But I like Star Wars a lot. That's why I collect a lot of the stuff because I like it. I even have this 4-foot Darth Vader, back there. That's really cool. But I think that every experience is a good experience. Even sometimes when they're not good, it's a good experience because I learn. I've made all
good attitude to have.
I've made all kinds of mistakes, because some of the first movies that I was in, like Bachelor Party, and I was in Burn Notice a lot, the TV show Burn Notice a lot. And the first day I was there, because I'm so used to hanging out with celebrities, to me, it was just like no big deal. So like, I just walked right up to all the stars while they were like sitting in their chairs with their names on it and started talking to them. And like the people were having a freaking heart attack, all the producers of the show and everybody were like freaking out, and they all let me sit there and talk to them. And for me, it was just a normal thing because that's what I do. I talk to famous people all day long. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, you're talking to, all these people from this show. For me, it was just normal every day. This is what I do.
Yeah, I definitely, when we first started getting people, and you guys sent me, the first person you guys sent me was Scott Page, the saxophonist of
Pink Floyd.
Supertramp, Pink Floyd. Man,
great guy.
Great guest.
So nervous. I was like, oh man, that's huge. And like, after talking to him, I was just like, That was awesome. He's just another person. He's great people, amazing people.
You know what? We all bleed and we all poop. So
This is
like
true.
it's not that big a deal. I mean, I get starstruck once in a while. There's a few people that I have gotten starstruck, and I don't even know why, because I don't even think they're that big. But like the first time I met Tara Reid, I had a hard time talking, and I don't even know why. Because I mean, I think she's great and everything, but it's not like meeting Charlize Theron or something. And I had difficulty talking to her, and I don't know, there's been a couple. I've had two or three of them where all of a sudden, like, I had trouble. My very first podcast, I could barely talk at all. I had everything written down on a piece of paper, and I was like reading it, and I was losing my breath, and I was all nervous, and it was just terrible. Like, and now I don't need to do anything. I can just get up and I get up in crowds of 1,000 people and just start talking. So it doesn't bother me at all. But when I started, I couldn't do it at all. I can remember being in high school and like having to do like book reports and stuff, and how I would like not sleep for 3 days before because like I was so nervous. And now it's like no big deal.
I get that completely. It took me about 4 or 5 episodes because initially it wasn't my idea to start the podcast. It was the other host that started it with me. And so I was really nervous. And I mean, we were just talking to ourselves, and like I was very introvert. Now I've gotten a lot better to where like I'm a lot more talkative and open and like totally down to ask anybody anything. But yeah, before it was hard. I was like, yeah.
So Skylar, you're a guest host. So what is it that you do? Because when he introduced and said what you did, I didn't know what that meant.
Oh, so
Sorry.
I currently produce and create an audio drama. I used to be a musician, and I've taken a lot of old songs from those times, and I kind of worked into like, it's a mixture of like music and comedy and, just space opera. It really is just like a fun experiment of an audio drama. That's pretty much what I do now.
That's funny. So I'm actually, because I have an audio drama coming out next year called Dead Exit that I'm in, and it's like, it should be a fun one, and we're going to try and turn it into a movie because it's an actual story, a story about Hollywood in the future.
That's a really good idea. I'm going to check that out.
It'll come out. It's going to be fun, and we got a lot of famous people in it. Scott Page, I think, is even in it. Eileen's in it. I'm in it. My husband's in it. Jack O'Halloran from Superman. We got a whole bunch of famous people to do the roles, and then we're going to try and turn it into a comic book, and then turn it into an actual feature film.
Yeah, I said in a similar bill because I wanted to write a movie, and I was like, it's not going to happen. But an audio drama, I could do myself, and then we'll see if it snowballs. Well, so you got to start somewhere. I mean, I was like, I feel confident in making an audio drama. So if I make the audio drama confidently and just put it out there and people like it, then maybe it'll snowball somewhere else. Or maybe I just, as long as I enjoy it, that's all I care about. I mean, it's just me and 2 of my friends, and we get other people like Josh here to be on the show. We've had them guest star in fun, weird cameo-esque ways just to make it fun. So, that's me. I just kind of blew into this world very quickly. I just kind of joined a bunch of Discords and started talking to people as much as I could. And I kind of like spread as far as I could. So I guess that's why I'm here right now.
So what kind of music did you do?
So growing up, I played a lot of, I grew up with a jazz guitar. Like my teacher at like 7 years old was a jazz guitarist, jazz, blues. And so I played jazz and blues for most of high school and middle school. And then I got into metal music, and I became a vocalist for almost 10 years. And then it kind of ended on like, I was kind of going towards synthesizers and stuff. So we were playing like this like weird 80s styled music with like the new wave synthesizers mixed with like modern metal. And then that kind of fell apart because the music was impossible to play. And then I was into other stuff. But yeah, I've just been kind of doing anything I possibly can. And I wanted to keep doing it. That's why I made the audio drama, because I wanted to compose. I wanted to start composing.
But you like look like how old are you? You look like you're like
28.
You look like you're like 15.
I'm almost 29.
That's good. You're gonna love it. When you're like 60, you're gonna look like you're 35. It's gonna be.
I hope so.
Actually, do you like Testament? Do you like the band Testament?
Yes, I like Testament. I wouldn't say like I like that's yeah.
Thrash metal. That's thrash metal.
Yeah, thrash. Yeah. I was always a big like Slayer fan growing up. I was like, when Raining Blood came on, that was just it for me. But I was always like more eclectic with my taste. Like I'm a big like when it came to metal, I liked Guns N' Roses for the longest time. And then one day I was like, this sucks. And then I just got into other stuff.
I've met everybody.
Listen, I'm not saying they suck. I'm just saying for me, it was not like they're all talented musicians. I'm just saying for me, something clicked in like high school. And I was like, I don't like this kind of music anymore. Like I like Daft Punk and Gorillaz and stuff. And that just kind of like snowballed me in a whole different direction. But I could never get away from hard rock music. Yeah, it's a shame they broke up.
I'm doing a movie in December, and one of the characters in it is Chuck Billy from Testament, and then Testament's going to like provide original music for the soundtrack.
Yeah, see, that's awesome. I love when bands get involved. Like Trent Reznor is a phenomenal composer, and Brian Eno from Toto doing like topically Dune from 80 David Lynch's Dune. You know, Toto did the music for that movie, and I was like, the soundtrack is so good.
Did you guys see the new Dune?
I sure did. Opening night.
I haven't watched it yet, but it's on HBO
so
Max.
good.
I'm gonna watch it. Okay.
I saw it in IMAX. I was like, now I love David Lynch's Dune. I know that's kind of a polarizing statement, but I always loved his take on just how surreal and weird it is because I love David Lynch. But this new one's like they cut out a lot of important stuff from the book, but in a way that it makes sense because it's more perspective. Like it just focuses mostly on the one character, Paul. So it doesn't like go into these other weird storylines. So I thought the movie it goes up to the first half of the book. I'd say for what it was, it's a phenomenal experience. And in IMAX, I felt like it was life changing because just how, Denis Villeneuve made the movie was just, it was like made for an IMAX screen. It's huge. And the music is just everywhere. It just felt visceral.
I'll have to watch it soon. I'll watch it.
It's got Jason Momoa.
I don't really
Jason Momoa stole the show.
He
stole that show.
I'm a big Jason Momoa fan. He's one person I haven't had a chance to meet yet either. He's on my like big wish list. Jason Momoa and Charlize Theron are like my two big wish lists.
Yeah. I mean, Charlize Theron played one of my favorite characters in Ridley Scott's, Prometheus. She was like one of like the side villains, and I was like, she's because she was one of my favorite roles she did was Arrested Development, and just to see like how different of an actress she can be.
Yes,
and and what was it? Mad Max. She was phenomenal in Mad Max.
Phenomenal in Mad Max. Yes, I liked her in the Fast and Furious too. I'm a big Fast and Furious fan because I actually did the costume design for the second one, and
nice.
So I'm a big Fast and Furious fan since I got to meet like a whole bunch of. I didn't get to meet Vin Diesel because he wasn't in the second one, but I met like Tay Diggs or whoever the guy is. Is that Tay Diggs? No, Tay Diggs, right? It's the black guy.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious and Walker, whatever his name is, the guy who died. Anyway, I got to meet everybody in the second one, so it was a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I think if I were to still get starstruck at all, it would definitely be with Ryan Reynolds or Jason Momoa.
Jason Momoa, for me.
He just seems kind of scary, like imposing, I should say, not scary. Just seems like he would.
Hey, super freaking nice though, and so
from what I hear,
I would like to see him, and I think that and Ryan Reynolds, I've only heard good things about him too. I'm actually friends with his wife's brother, so Blake Lively is his wife, and Jason Lively is her brother, and Jason Lively was in National Lampoon's European Vacation. He played Rusty.
Oh, that's a classic.
Yeah.
That's
so I'm friends with him, which I met at Spooky Empire in Orlando originally.
So there you go, Josh. To get in, you just go Spooky Empire.
Clearly, going there with like 1,000 stickers and business cards.
I'll tell you what, too, and people are cheap, and some people can't afford it, which I used to save money to go back in the day, but buy the VIP ticket. That way you get to go to the VIP party, and so you get to take pictures with all of them, and it doesn't cost anything anyway. And if you're in the VIP one, when you go through the line to meet them, you don't have to go through the line. You go to the front of the line, so it's worth it. It's like $175, but it's worth it, to have that. And that way you get a million pictures with all of them. Everybody wants to hang out with people who are somebody, and until you become somebody, fake it. So go get his pictures with as many celebrities as you can, put them in your social media, and you'll automatically get followers from it.
Yeah, that's a very good point. The fake it till you make it thing. Everyone chides that, but I was like, no, that's exactly how you do it. You gotta You gotta like confidently get yourself out there. If you just kind of like tiptoe, it feels like until I started getting real aggressive, and by aggressive I mean just aggressively nice on Twitter, talking to everybody I could. That's when I started seeing a turnaround on followers.
That's the other thing, is to got to talk to everybody. I wrote a book a chapter in a book about how to do your social media for Twitter, because I have a good Twitter following, and it's very important to not be. I'm nice to everybody. So if you got 100,000 followers, I'll tweet with you. If you got 7 followers and you're following me and you tweet to me, I'll answer. I answer everybody. The only thing I don't do is, like, a lot of people tag me and stuff just so I'll retweet it, because I got 300,000 followers or whatever. So they just want me to retweet. I don't do that because that's kind of like imposing.
Well, they're using you. That's not cool.
Yeah, they're just like, so I don't retweet those people. People who generally will tweet to me or say, hey, or they send me a message. I always respond to everybody. Sometimes it might take a day or two, but I respond to everybody. And it's super important to do that because that's how you build a fan base. And I'm super nice to all those people. And then they come on my show, and they love the fact that we're interactive. And I also do my show on StreamYard, and StreamYard has a chat room, so people can talk. So we mention everybody in the chat room when they join the chat room. We talk to them. We have celebrities say shout outs to certain ones and do all kinds of stuff like that. And the fans love it. And then they help promote the show because they get a lot of attention. So it's a good way to build the show.
Well, yeah. I know you got dinner brewing up here soon. I just wanted to ask you, though, because I wanted to know. I couldn't find it anywhere. How did you and Ron meet?
So
That's a nice question, Josh.
So we lived in Boca. I lived in Boca, and he lived in Boca. And my husband's Ron Russell. He's in a ton of movies and stuff. He's super good looking. And he was walking through the Boca Mall, and I said, oh my God, you're like the best looking guy in this entire mall. And he looked at me. He was wearing white pants and a white flip flops and a white t-shirt with no underwear. And he said, oh, fuck yourself. And I followed him around the mall and as long as I could, but then I had to go to work. And he just thought I was some kind of weirdo dude. And then like 2 weeks later, I saw him in the mall again and he was with some guy he was dating. And I just walked up to him and started talking to him. And then he was doing like a horror thing for the people who own Costco, like at horror for Halloween, and asked me to be an actor in it. And we became friends from that. And then we started going out. And then that was, we had our 10-year anniversary on October 15th.
Congratulations.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. And he's in a ton of movies and we have a production company together. And he wrote a film just recently that we're trying to get funded. And, it's just fun. It's nice to find somebody who you click and everybody, you get along. And my whole thing about life is I used to have a job and I made a lot of money. And I lost everything in an eminent domain legal battle where the government eminent domained my property and I lost a little over $4 million. And I was basically almost homeless. And I had to start my whole life over again. So I don't make anywhere near as much money as I used to make, but I'm so much happier because I'm not working 100 hours a week for somebody else. Everything I do is for myself. I'm self-employed. I make my own movies. Everything I do is like mine. Nobody can tell me what to do. And if I want to sleep in till 10 o'clock, I can, even though I never do.
It's nice to be able to, though.
It's right. It's just nice to be able to pick and do. I work in my office with all my toys and my dogs. And, I think a good goal for people should be to just do whatever it is. If you want to work for somebody, that can be a good goal too. But just to do whatever it is that you want to do, and the money, I think, will come.
I mean, I would ask for the last parting words of wisdoms for viewers and listeners, but I believe that's it.
You nailed it right there.
That was the wisdom all in all. And I mean, yeah, if you guys see someone you think you're going to fall in love with, stalk them around the mall a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just not enough, but a little bit.
Also, too, you guys can follow I have a blog. It's jimmystarsworld.com. I'm number 45 of the top 100 entertainment blogs in the world. And you can find all my stuff on that, jimmystarsworld.com. And if you follow me, I'm at Dr. Jimmy Star, and tweet that you heard me on the show, and I'll follow you back.
Yeah, and we'll have all your links to your social medias, your blog, all that down in the descriptions and in the audio descriptions for all the viewers to see and follow, and definitely listen to the good old Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, because I mean, you guys got some killer guests, so for sure.
We do. We have a good time. We always have a good time. I wish you guys all the best in everything that you're doing. And if you need anything, let me know. And if you email me the link when the show goes live tomorrow or whenever it goes live, and I'll send it out to my masses.
Dude, man, and I appreciate it. And also, before I forget, I got to thank you. You both. I've thanked Eileen before, but I got to thank you now too because, man, I am blessed to have the opportunity to work with Howard Bloom. So it has been phenomenal.
You work with the Howard Bloom Institute, right? I'm getting ready to put out a press release about the launching of it for November 11th, I think it is. 10th. Okay, good job.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I know it's something like that.
It's been a lot of fun, and so I definitely thank you for that.
Oh, and he's an amazing guy, and he's got some resume. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah, no, that he blows my mind all the time he talks. I'm just like, what?
Skylar, you probably don't know do you know who Howard Bloom is, Skylar, or no?
I do not.
So Howard Bloom now has the Howard Bloom Institute, and he's got movies and stuff. But he originally, his claim to fame was he was like the rock star publicist he was like Michael Jackson's publicist in Queen and like all the biggest like stars in the world. You know, he basically like helped make them all really famous and popular. And I forgot all the people that he's done, but they're like huge, like the biggest stars that there are on the planet. He was responsible for. So he's a really cool guy.
I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah, look him up. You'll like dig it. And I thought maybe you had your own podcast or something, but I get it. So how do people hear your audio drama? Is it out?
Same thing. Podcasting. Yeah. I mean, like I run it as if it were a podcast. I do this Twitter. It's on, Amazon and, Apple, anywhere you can get podcasts, I will put it there. I've been putting it on every single thing I could find. So it's run like that. And we do it bi-weekly. It's only partially scripted. Like it's narrated or there's a narrative, but it's a lot of improvised dialogue. That's an ode to Taika Waititi's Thor Ragnarok. I loved how he did that movie. So I wanted to emulate that.
I love it. You have such an amazing amount of knowledge, like deep knowledge on things. Like you mentioned things like that. And like, I'm like, yeah, I've heard of all of them, but I know Thor, but I don't know like some of those things that you bring up. And I'm like, holy shit, this guy really knows his stuff.
I love cinema. That's my favorite thing. I was stoked at the first guest we're supposed to have today because, working in horror, but then I'm like, this is great. This is exactly what I wanted to do today was talk to someone who works in movies.
Like I have them all. Like I've done stuff with Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead. He's Malcolm McDowell, Doug Bradley. I'm looking at the picture. Stephen Lang from Avatar. He's the bad guy in all the Avatar movies. He was on our show. Carmen Electra's been on our show. I don't know. It's a lot of fun, and you'll get there too eventually. Everything takes time. Yeah. So everything takes time. You got to just have it. And here's my other word of advice for everybody. So don't get discouraged if you invite people on your podcast and they don't come. Like for me, when I first started, one of the people who I just like a lot is Clifton Collins Jr. He's been in tons of cool movies. He's one of the best character actors out there. I must have tweeted to him for 5 years, before, and never got a response. And then in the 6th year, I tweeted to him and he was like, yeah, I'd love to do it. And he came on my show. So yeah, it took 6 years, but I didn't give up.
It comes.
And it comes. And if you're persistent, you'll get it. And so you got to just keep working. And I keep working all the time to go like to the next level. Like I get all the B people and the B plus people, and now I'm getting the A minus people. And I'm hoping in another year or two I'll get the A plus people. Everybody wants to like move up in the world, but don't get discouraged. And the biggest thing is to make sure you're having fun all the way along. Because if you're not having fun, it's not worth it.
True. Very true. Makes you burn out quick.
Words of wisdom.
Absolutely. So, guys, it was a super pleasure. If you need anything from me, please let me know. Follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back. And I guess that's it. And have a great, what is today? Have a great morning because it's a morning show. So have a great morning.
There you go. And we appreciate your time hanging out with us. And it's been an honor to have you. So with that,
hey guys, thank you so much.
A lot of fun.
All right. Bye-bye. Nice meeting you both. Bye-bye.
Take care.
My name's Slip.
And I'm Trey.
And I'm Slip.
No, your soul.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
My name's Slip.
And I'm Trey.
And I'm Saul.
Why are you saying it like it's a question?
Sorry.
My name's Slip.
And I'm Trey.
And I just want to know, why are we doing this?
It's a promo for another podcast. I'm going to write it down for you. Does that sound good?
All right.
My name's Slip, and I'm a bounty hunter.
And I'm Trey, and I'm a bounty hunter.
And I'm Saul, and I'm a bounty hunter who likes to party.
What? Why?
Just listen to Omega Star 7.
Thank you for listening to the Mindless Morning Show. We appreciate you picking us out of the many great podcasts out there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that little bell to get notified whenever we release a new episode or bonus content. Now go enjoy the rest of your mindless day.